So what do you do if you are shy by nature and you're not very outgoing or you're not very show-offy? Show-offy, is that a word? But you feel that you are an introvert and that you want to become an online teacher or even a teacher in a classroom, but you also feel that you don't have the package. What do you do then? Well, I can seriously say that there is hope for you, because if I can do it, then anyone can. I am shy by nature, I am introverted, and a few years ago I would never have been able to sit in front of a camera like this and talk to a camera knowing that people are going to watch it. And that was just for me an impossible task. I could never have done it. In fact, let me tell you a story. A few years ago when I was at university, I was going from my first year to my second year, and I took a subject called speech and oral interpretation. And when I went to the second year, the department approached me and asked if I would consider enrolling in for the second year as well, because I had planned only to do the first year with them. And I asked the reason, and they said because they needed more men students in the classes. And then I asked, what would you be doing in this year? What is on the agenda or in the curriculum? And they said, we will be visiting children's schools and be doing stories for them and acting out and role playing. And I said, no ways, that's not me. I will never ever be able to do that. And in that moment, I felt a sort of twist in my gut, as if I'd made a mistake. So I decided not to do the course, and I carried on in my way, and I went and did the other courses. A few years later, years on, 15 years further, I ended up in Taiwan, and I ended up teaching children. And again, I was still shy, but I had to make an adjustment. And I realized that I actually was quite playful by nature, and I could be funny at times. And I didn't mind making a fool of myself once I started. I realized that it was all acting and make-believe. That's actually what I was doing. When I would get in front of a class, especially in the beginning, like doing demo classes and going for training, I had to step out of myself and say, oh, this is all just pretend. Let me just pretend to be doing what I'm doing. And in that pretense and that acting, I actually found a bit of myself, which, as I said, is playful, and I like to have fun and play games and things like that. And that came to the fore. So much so that I have been teaching now, and I have been in classes for 20 years, and I've been online now for more than 2 years. And my method of teaching is still, I try and be playful, and I try and be very active, because what happens to me is when I become nervous, I become hyper. But teaching children, that's perfect, because then you get speed and you're going and things are moving, and that is actually what you want with kids. And this is what I do, and I make it work for me. Once I'm not nervous anymore, I have to remind myself to keep going and to be funny and to do the tricks. So if you can find that in yourself, and if maybe it'll work for you as well, if you can say to yourself, this is just an act. You just have to play the role and have fun. Become somebody else in that moment. And then you too could find the real you, or a part of you that is actually a lot of fun and more outgoing than you ever realized. That's what happened to me. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. Think about that.